You are listening to Lessons Learned number 2. This is not designed to be an inspirational message. This is as much for me as it is for you. If you find it helpful, feel free to share. If you'd rather not receive these, just let me know. Lessons Learned is exactly that. Lessons that I have learned throughout the week. My hope is twofold. One, that it can help you not make the same mistakes that I have made. And two, you would also begin a practice of pausing, reflecting, and moving forward. All right, what I've been thinking about this past week, I honestly started thinking about how I started with Build Coaching Company with the push and inspiration of my brother. He was the one that pushed me into doing this. And I think about where I was then to where I am now. And I was thinking about this concept of just starting, just going. So if I were to title this message, it would be Start and Iterate. Start and iterate. I think often we get so hesitant to just jump in and do something that it ruins the opportunity for us to actually achieve something great because we never actually get going. We're fearful of putting out something poor that we don't even begin. Start, do as much prep as you can, but start, swing the dang bat, and then iterate. When I started with Bill and started doing all of this coaching, I started with this thing that my brother and I came up with, which was Anchored and Armored. And it talked about how to be secure in who you are and kind of like this mental / spiritual anchoring. And it didn't feel right. I don't know how else to explain it. I would do a couple and I thought that people had some positive responses from it, but it didn't seem like something I really wanted to do long term. So I just started iterating. And what I have formed into is really just taking what I do at Hanover and what I do with Train Up Academy and Train Up Fitness and just applying those to other teams and other businesses and trying to help them navigate how to build a culture and how to build a team. But that never would have happened if I didn't say yes and I didn't just start. Now, the key point here is starting and then iterating. Be humble enough to be like, all right, this is not where it needs to be. What needs to change? What needs to adjust? But you learn the most by just doing it. You learn the most by just swinging the bat and just trying. We've got to be comfortable with swinging the bat and not being perfect the first time we swing. I think about our players and I think about how they learn best. Well, they learn best by playing. They learn best by getting in the game, getting film, then getting feedback, and then moving forward. We've got to start and then we've got to iterate. Our team gets best from week 1 to week 2. It's kind of switched our philosophy on how we bring coaches on. Like when we bring coaches on, yeah, there's prep and there's conversations on our culture, of course, and there's conversations on how we're going to do things. And yes, there's all that stuff. But eventually, they just got to get in and they got to do it. And then we'll give feedback once they're in and doing it. I think about the way that I learned how to speak in public. Well, my coach in high school, he just threw me in the fire. And there was one time where we had this FCA 7-on-7 passing league where teams would come together and they would run 7-on-7 football. And it was sponsored by FCA, so FCA would have someone give the devotional in the middle of the competition. So once we broke in the middle, we'd have like this little halftime break and someone would give a devotional. Well, that guy didn't show up. So what did Coach Just do? Coach Just said, Sam, you're up. And I just had to speak. And I had to speak from my heart and I had to try and I had to go for it. And when I did, I thought it went okay. But then you learn and you iterate and you keep going. Week 1 to week 2, people get a whole lot better. Year 1 to year 2, people get a whole lot better, right? It's the same thing in whatever we are doing. Just start. Yeah, give them information, but let's have on-the-job learning. Take that mentality with yourself. Take that mentality with onboarding people. Start and iterate. I didn't say start and ignore. Start and just keep doing what you're doing. Start and iterate. So the way that could look with onboarding is start and give feedback. Allow them to start and give feedback, and then put them right back in there. Our players get so much better at tackling when they have to, guess what? tackle. When they're forced to actually tackle. Yeah, in the off season, we will limit some contact and we'll allow them to tackle on bags and all that stuff to help with form. And I get it, and it's important. I get it. But they get best at tackling when they're forced to tackle. We're going to get best at our job when we're forced to do our job. Okay, so again, thinking back to build and how it started, it wasn't what it looks like today. And I wasn't as confident in it. But it wouldn't look like what it looks like today if I didn't just start. That's true for all of our habits. So just start and iterate. This is Lessons Learned. Hope you guys enjoyed it.